Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 73 of the Showbound podcast. I'm your host, Michael Raskin. As always, here with Barry Colts superstar forward and NHL draft pick of the San Jose Sharks, Ethan Cardwell. Card's
We're
still on, bud.
we're breaking all of the names out today, eh? But no, I think congratulations are in order for Rask. If you're watching on YouTube, you'd know by now, but he's a Sutherland Cup champion with the St. Catharines Falcons. So definitely a big shout out to you. I know you put in a lot of hard work for that team. So congrats on that feat. It's awesome. And I know you've been living it up and you didn't want to take credit for anything, but I said you've been partying with the cup like you won it yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on the past few days?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to shout out the team. They're an incredible group of guys, and you hear it every year. Like you can't when people win, they say it's like the best group ever. But like these guys are incredible guys, every single one of them. No bad guys in the room. But yeah, I've been like they've really welcomed me and accepted me, man. And what's cool is that all the coaches and all the staff, like they're so tight that so everyone's been partying together. Like it was really cool. I'll kind of walk you through all of it, even starting with the final game though. It was the funniest way it went down. So we win it all. We win the last game 8-2. And Mason Howard, I think a lot of people on the show know him, like played 4 years in the O. I think he's just tough guy in the O, right?
Yeah.
Guy, defenseman, tough guy. He's playing on one leg because he's got a high ankle sprain. So it's completely frozen his leg, like he can't even feel it. So he's like skating on one leg. Guy gets a hat trick as a defenseman. Yeah, how he's probably scored like 8 goals in his entire junior career, and he finishes with a hat trick in the finals.
What a way to go out, man. Actually, and I would like he is a beast. Like I've never seen a guy block shots like that. And he's like a stay-at-home guy. So to hear he got a hat trick, that's hilarious. That's awesome for him.
It was nuts, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So the game was sick. It was a Chatham fans. I'll give them some credit. They were nuts, and I guess like I don't know the name, but the junior C team around there was at the game. So yeah, they're like they're chanting like to Mason Howard. They're like Howard is fat, Howard is fat, and then Howie goes and scores and like points at him, and they're like you're still fat, you're still fat. But then he scores 2 more. Like what are you gonna say? And they were like chanting like at the healthy scratches, like healthy scratch. Like it was they were
just lighting people up. And actually, you got a police escort out of there. So tell us about that. Is it because of those guys?
So I was gonna say I don't know who it was, but so we had our bus obviously, and then we had 2 fan buses come, and some of the fans, I guess, they threw ketchup, mustard, and relish at our buses, and they were like harassing like whoever was out there. We were still on the ice at the time, but so the police had to come and escort us out of there. Like I was like they were there outside our bus and then had to get us out of there because the fans were just being like pretty dumb, I guess. But it makes it kind of cool. Like you feel like a big dog getting wheeled out by the cops out of a city. Like it was nuts. But yeah, like the bus ride home was maybe like right now, honestly, maybe some recency bias here, but it might be like the best moment of my life. Like honestly, that bus was crazy. I mean, we're drinking out of the cup, everyone who's of age, obviously, because it is a junior team. So the older guys drinking out of the cup and stuff. And then we get back to the room, and the rink we're playing at, the Jack Gatecliff Arena, it's like it's 84 years old or 86, and it's getting torn down after the season. We were the only ones keeping it alive, and so to like send off the arena like that, and when we get back at 3 a.m, we're at center ice, like just sitting with the cup, drinking, talking, like telling stories till pretty late in the morning, and then yeah, the next day, which was yesterday at this point, as it's Tuesday when we record, we just had like a day party at one of the families, like one of the guys' houses, and like a pool party, coaches, staff, everyone was there. Just like it was like chill, sit there, tell stories, like pass the cup around, have some sips, and fun time. And then we had like the big restaurant night, kind of like with the fans, where everyone's invited, open bar, open food, like all that. And so tonight after this is the Niagara Falls are being lit red and white for our team colors, and we have a little like party thing there. And then who knows what goes on after. A lot of stuff in Niagara Falls to do, but it's been wild. And yeah, like I will say, like all credit to the players and the coaches. Like I just came for the ride at the end, so I don't necessarily deserve it as much as them, but they've treated me like I do, which has been awesome. And I got sized up for a ring today, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited, man. But I love that team. Like in the group of guys is incredible. So that's what's been up. And yeah, I don't know. It's been a fun week. And then I guess a couple of the guys today got tattoos of like the trophy and like a quote thing. And a lot of them are headed to Punta Cana tomorrow. So Should be
What a
wild.
week for those boys. That's unbelievable. And I obviously good buddies with Yatman, who was on the team and stuff. And he just said it was such an unbelievable experience for the boys and to share it with that group of guys. And, it's pretty cliche to say, but I feel like people can't comment on it's cliche or not until they actually win something with a group of guys like that. And I know I haven't been able to do that, but I always draw back to like that Saginaw run, and it was only the conference final, and I talked about how cool that was and stuff. And so I can only imagine winning it all. And then such an honor. The Niagara Falls is taking notice and putting the lights on. That's going to be a fun night for you guys. And hopefully you can get this video uploaded because you might be a little banged up tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And you know what, Cards, I was thinking it too, because obviously you did go on that sick run with Saginaw, and you know it. And now I kind of know it from this. Like, now the Brock playoffs that I've been pretty deep into aren't the same. Like, they're short, especially this year with the COVID 1-game playoffs, but even normally it's a best of 3. So I've never been on a run like this. And you would know, you get so close with players like very quickly when you're going through something like this. Like, honestly, I feel so close to the group. It's incredible, and the coaching staff and everyone. So like, I almost feel for you guys a little, and Barry still. I know like the time's passed now, but you guys had such a good team, and the way it ended with like injuries and stuff kind of makes me sad for you guys. And Marty was there in Chatham with us because his son Sam, shout out Sam Williamson's on the team. So Marty's on the ice taking pics of the trophies and stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, this is like the time of year where, I'm sure listeners of our podcasts are maybe just coming off of like their playoff runs and stuff like that. So it's cool to win. I know I didn't like fully earn it the same way the guys did, but I mean, hey, I'll be a part of it. I'm not going to say no. So,
yeah.
But shout out to all the winners out there.
Actually, and the biggest winner we might know and might have had on the pod is this week's guest.
What a segue.
Dylan Samberg of the Winnipeg Jets, a 2-time USHS. USHS champion in the Minnesota state of hockey anyway. So that's a pretty big deal. And then he goes to university at Minnesota Duluth and wins his first 2 years. And then his third year got canceled because of COVID. He probably said they had a good chance of winning again. And now he's made the jump to the NHL. So we can expect the Jets to win a cup in the near future if his winning ways continue. But that's who we'll be joined by here in a few minutes.
Yeah. He's like 4 years in a row too, not just winning all those, but it was 4 in a row for him. And also I want to say, because I just remembered it, going back, one more thing for the Falcons. So I guess everyone knows who Paul Bissonnette is, legend, spin chicklets host and stuff, and played in the NHL. So he's best friends with our coach of the Falcons. So Biz sends a message to the coach to play for the boys after. And at the end of his message, which was really nice, by the way, he says to save all the Uber receipts for the night and stuff, and he'll pay for them. So he picked up all the Uber tabs for the boys after the night we won, which was pretty nice of him. So shout out for that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's just a classy move by a guy who's been around before and understands what it feels like. And wrapping up the season, the boys want to have a little bit of fun, right? So
yeah, and I'll just he also said don't drink and drive. So you never want to drink and drive. Get a guy like Biz to pay for your Ubers. But I mean, what else we got going on there? You know what? There was one thing I heard actually this week that I wanted to talk about. You know how a while back I was talking about how I think women's hockey should have hitting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wrote it down on my phone. I need to do a little more research. I don't know what league it is exactly, but next year there's the top pro league in Sweden for women is introducing hitting next season as a trial. And I don't know if you've heard anything about that, but dude, I'm going to watch it. Like, that's enough. Like, I've been saying it, I'm going to watch it. I want to see if it works. And if it does, I think it'd be awesome having hitting in women's hockey. I've said it for a while now. I don't see why they shouldn't have hitting, but that's like some progress in growing the game, I would argue. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a good thing. I think it adds entertainment value. I think it's something the girls will enjoy. I think like it adds a different element to the game, and maybe for girls who couldn't make it because it was more of a skill game, they can add this physical element, and it'll get more girls involved in the game. And you see sports like rugby and stuff, and women are playing that and football. So there's no reason there shouldn't be hitting in hockey, to an extent anyway. And I think as long as they introduce it safely and respectfully for the other players, just kind of watching what you're doing, learn the ways of it. And I think it could be a great thing, and maybe integrate even into the North American side of things for women's hockey. I think it's definitely something that will be watched, and North American officials will keep their eyes on it and see how it kind of progresses.
Yeah. And like, I just think when I hear about this, can you imagine a couple years down the road, maybe a Canada US women's Olympic final with full contact? These girls will be lighting each other up. It'll be crazy to watch. Like, I think it'd be so cool.
Well, and here's something else to think about too. So say Sweden is the only one who does it. Wait till those Swedish girls show up at the Olympics, and
Oh,
then
they'll be bullying teams.
Yeah, exactly. So we could have a little bit of controversy there. I guess time will tell on that. But I guess before we send it over to the interview, I just want to give a quick shout out to friend of the pod and sponsor hooking us up with a bunch of golf merchandise. Ace on 19 is the golf brand, and it's one of the newest up and coming golf brands presented by a pro, a good buddy of mine, Gavin McIver, and you can check them out on Instagram and their website and go order some beautiful golf apparel. And it's with the new wave. It's good looking stuff, and I haven't been able to get Rask his stuff yet, but I'm excited for you to be able to try it too, and obviously you'll be able to speak on its quality and how good it looks, and it's affordable, right? Because Gavin, my buddy there, he gets it. Golf gear is way too expensive this day and age, and to look good out there for a decent price, it's definitely worth a look for all of our golf addicts, avid golfers.
And guys like me who need the affordable stuff because we still can't afford nice clubs and that sort of thing. So let's at least we can look good for cheap, right?
Not your playoff bonus. That's not paying for it. Your championship.
My big fat playoff bonus is 0.
Yeah.
Hey, I get a free hat and a shirt. Can't complain.
Yeah, and a ring too. When that comes
that's not bad. But but actually, before we send it to the interview, I just want to ask you what your thoughts are on the Hamilton Bulldogs right now.
Well, I played against them this year, and everybody who watches hockey knows they got a really good team there, and it's pretty hard to win 12 playoff games in a row. I don't even know if it's ever been done that a team sweep throughout the whole playoffs. So we'll see. They got that opportunity to sweep the finals, whether it be Flint or Windsor. So lots on the line there, but I think they're an unbelievable team, and they'll keep chugging. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean they're nasty. Like, I don't know what else to say. And they're getting it done. And I see, like, the guys are dropping Instagram posts today and stuff, like getting each other fired up for the finals coming up. Like, they're fired up. But I mean, you never know in the finals. Like, any team that gets there is going to be good. But I think it's a pretty safe pick to say Hamilton. Now, Cap, who's probably listening, is probably writing it down, ready to prove us wrong. But I don't know. Our predictions have been hot. I was right about Avalanche in 6. But I'm cheering for the Oilers over the Avs now, by the way. I want it for Connor.
Yeah, speaking of that, we might as well make some predictions for round 3 here, the conference finals, the NHL playoffs.
Okay. I'm going to have to go Avs in 7. Although okay. I'm cheering for Edmonton, but I'm going Avs in 7. I think it's going to be a legendary series, like one that every game is going to be can't miss hockey.
Okay.
And then on the other side, dude, I think it might be Tampa in 4.
I was thinking, I think Tampa in 5. Just I don't think they have home ice, so I think the Rangers steal one, and I think Tampa closes the series back home in Tampa. If I'm correct on the home ice.
I want to pull it up, but either way, like, we know they can win anywhere. So
yes,
they're just another machine. Actually, you're right. That it is. New York does have home ice, but I think Tampa Steel just runs away.
Yeah, so I think Tampa wins it back on home ice in Game 5, and then I think the Avs are just, I don't know. We'll see how Mike Smith holds up. If he plays well, he's a streaky goalie, and you see when he plays well, they're an unstoppable team, and it's kind of been like that all season. So I think the Avalanche is the better team, and we've been riding them for the Cup all year. So I'm going to say Avs in 5 or 6, but I do think if Smith plays well, the Oils do have a good chance, especially the way Draisaitl and McDavid are playing. Like, it's unmatched hockey. Like, they've elevated their game more than the regular season, and they're being line matched, they're being shadowed, they're being slashed, they're being hit, they're being chirped. Like, you can name everything that's against them, and they're still going out there and getting 2 or 3 points a night in the hardest hockey on planet Earth. It's unbelievable what they're doing, and it speaks to how much talent they have and how hard they work at it. It's crazy to watch. I think we're witnessing greatness and not even knowing it, you know?
Yeah, no, it's someone tweeted that it's our generation's what even I don't remember what it was, like Gretzky Lemieux. That's what they were saying, the McKinnon versus McDavid. And um it's exciting, but just all the stories going on in the playoffs with like controversial goals, like all the Kadri madness, like Battle of Alberta, Battle of Florida. Like there's so many things going on that you realize how exciting playoff hockey is just to watch. I couldn't even imagine playing in the play. Like, dude, can you really think about this? You might one day actually be in the mix with all this stuff. Like, think about that for a second. That's crazy.
Well, the beautiful thing is, if I am, then I can tell you all about it on the pod.
We need all the inside info. The listeners are going to be dying for it. Now you just got so many more people rooting for you to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess from here, we'll send it over to Dylan Samberg, and we got an awesome interview, and we'll chat a little bit more after. But for now, here it is, Winnipeg Jets, Dylan Samberg.
All right, we're pleased to be joined here by Dylan Samberg. Sammy, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. We're excited to get you on here, and for the fans who don't know Sammy yet, he's roommate of Cole Perfetti, so that was the connection and how we got him on here. So we'll probably have some Fets talk in a bit, but first let's discuss your second year of pro hockey and your first season in the NHL. So how was that?
I mean, it's obviously a pretty good year, and I was able to play some games for the Jets, which was awesome. Obviously, unfortunately, I started off the year with a high ankle sprain right on the first day of training camp, so that kind of put a damper on things. But then I was able to come back, and then right after Christmas, our whole team kind of had a COVID issue there, so I was able to come up with that, and was able to play my first game in January there in Detroit, which was awesome. That was really cool. And then I had another hand injury. It was really weird. It was just a stress fracture from the way I hold my stick. And I'd never heard about it, but apparently all the doctors I talked to were like, no, it's actually a pretty common injury in like racket sports or whatnot. And so that sidelined me for another 6 weeks, which was really tough. But then I was fortunate enough to get another opportunity at the end of the year and finish out the year with the Jets.
So do you hold your stick differently than like an average person?
I got a Roku remote right here, but the way I hold it was kind of in my palm like that in the corner. Like I don't slide it off the side.
Oh,
I don't know. So it's just like constant pressure on this little area right here. And there's there's a little bone in there called the hook of the hamate that comes off that bone right here. And that where they connect, it fractured. It's kind of a weird process, but what they did is they went in, removed the bone, and sewed it back up. Apparently you don't need the bone. So
okay. I need to get myself that surgery because cards, that's how I hold my golf clubs. I know I'm not supposed to, but I got like the hand on top, and maybe that'll help my swing if I can get that bone removed.
Yeah, and I don't even notice it that it's gone either. So
really, like, so if you feel in your hand, like you can't just like it feels normal, or like do you notice?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can really feel the bone in there, but
trying to do it.
It's really small. It's really small. I don't think you could feel it, but no, I can't even tell it's gone. My hand feels the same. So
that's awesome. Well, at least you got that one figured out. So how have you ever tried to like change your grip in hockey, or it's just like you're just too used to that? So it's like I'm not switching at this point.
Yeah, I was just I had an option to throw it up in a cast for I think 8 weeks, but there's still like that possibility of it refracturing, and then I would possibly have to change my grip. So I'm like, you know what, just do the surgery, and luckily it worked out.
Yeah, that worked out. That's awesome. And so now, obviously we just talked about it before we hopped on, but you just got home the other day, and you spent a few days in Vegas. So how have the first few days of the off season been treating you?
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah, I spent some time in Vegas. It was nice just to get away, get to some warm weather, kick back and relax. But it's also good to be back home now, seeing my parents and whatnot. Now I'm able to start doing other things like fishing, start doing that this weekend and other stuff like that. So it's exciting to be back home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, growing up in Minnesota, was hockey like always what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I pretty much grew up on the outdoor rinks. I got a couple small town rinks in Twig over here, about a couple miles away. And that's where I grew up skating ever since I was like 2-3 years old. And then I played there for a few years and, did it. And, as I got older, my parents kind of like, try all these different other sports and whatnot. And I started to love baseball, football, golf. Golf's another huge one I love to do. So, yeah.
So at what point growing up did you realize like this hockey thing, maybe I can make a career out of it? Like how old were you when you realized like you have a real shot at making it?
I'd probably say not until I was about 17, 18 when I started getting some looks from colleges. And then when my 18-year-old year came around, it moved on to, started getting some looks from NHL teams. And it was pretty crazy. But because I was always the short guy. I was always 5'8" or like small on every single team I played on. And then I got into my sophomore year of high school. And I shot up from 5'8" to 6 foot in like 3 months. And then I kind of continually grew up to 6'4". So once I started to grow, that's kind of when I realized, oh, maybe I have a chance.
Yeah, you don't see too many 5'8" defensemen in the NHL. So good thing you did hit your spurt, and it ended up working out great. But high school hockey in Minnesota, like that's something else. Like we see all these videos every year, the ridiculous hair, the crowds are full. So for you, how was your experience playing for Hermantown and like just the environment at each game? And did you ever were you guys in the tournament?
Yeah, I was played in high school my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year. And we were fortunate enough to make it all 3 years. We were single A, so how it works is we're a smaller school, so it's based on enrollment. And so those are like the smaller schools, but then you have the double A, which are like the bigger schools. I don't know if you guys know, like Edina are like schools around the cities area, like Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yeah.
So we were never a big school, but we're a good hockey community, and everyone is always cheering on each other, which is awesome. And my 11th and 12th grade year, we were fortunate enough to win the state championship.
Wow, that's nasty. So did you guys do like sick haircuts or like mullets or anything for that?
I didn't really have the long hair back then, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know why I never did it, but we always had most of our team did the long hair, and there was actually they made this hockey hair video every year, and they also did one for all the teams. I think it was like Barry Melrose interviewed a bunch of people around Minnesota from a bunch of different teams. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, I keep seeing all those videos every year. I'm like, wow, that looks sweet. And I figured with your long hair, so you just morphed into a long hair guy, I guess. And you ended up playing games in the USHL for Waterloo in your junior career there. So how did that come about? Were you just an AP while you were playing in high school, or how did that work?
So I was drafted in not like the futures draft. So that would have been 10th grade. I was drafted in 11th grade to Waterloo. And then I went down there during the summer, did like the camps and whatnot. And they asked me to come down and play early. And I decided that I was going to stay back, play my senior year out of high school. And then I decided to go down there after the year. Went down there, played about 6 regular season games and 8 playoffs. And was only down there for a short 2 months, but it was an awesome experience. And then after that year, moving on to college, I got a call from my coach at UMD, and they had a bunch of guys that were signing. One of them being Neil Pionk, who I now play with. He decided to move on after 2 years at college, and they gave me an opportunity to come in. And I was only a young 18-year-old kid at the time, but I was like, you know what, why not? So.
Mm-hmm.
So was it that easy, like picking a school, UMD, your hometown school? Was there any other option for you, or did you kind of dream about going there?
No, I was pretty dead set on UMD. So, I knew once I talked to the coach or anybody like that would be it. I'd 100% be going there. I was pretty early in the process, but I talked to like Bemidji State, Cornell, and then UMD. And as soon as they came knocking, I was like, yep, I'm going there. So.
Okay. Did you at least get to do any like visits or anything and get to experience that sort of stuff?
I never did a visit, mainly because my mom actually works at the university as a teacher. So I had been around the school ever since I was a little kid. So I knew all the ins and outs and everything about the school. Looking back on it, it would have been cool to get like the experience with the team side of things, but it is what it is.
Okay. Do you have your mom like helping you out with some marks and stuff like that?
No, she was she's like a professor, but she teaches it's kind of crazy, but she teaches professors how to teach a course.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I never bumped into her in any courses. I don't think I would have wanted to, but
Hey, maybe that's why you were getting through your courses though. She already taught those guys. She said, listen, when Dylan's in there, he's passing. There's no other option for you. Or you.
Yeah, maybe she helped me out there.
So, I mean, from high school out of there, you get drafted to the Winnipeg Jets. Like we talk about where you're at now, and you're a second round pick. So I'm curious, first of all, where was the draft? And then can you just tell us about like the day and the moment you got picked?
Yeah. The draft was in Chicago, and my parents and I and my best friend, Ryan Sandlin, took the drive down to Chicago. We kind of just wanted to get the whole experience. We weren't really sure exactly when. I mean, I was somewhere between estimated like third to fifth. And we were like, you know what, why not? Let's just go down and try and get an experience, once in a lifetime thing. Drove down there, watched the first day of the draft, and then came back the second day. And it was kind of crazy. We were walking in and we ran into one of the Winnipeg scouts as we're walking in that we had talked to in the past, and he was saying best of luck and whatnot. And we went and sat down, and in the second round, Winnipeg picked me. So it was kind of like a sign. It was kind of cool.
Wild. And actually, do you mind if I'm going to hop in, Rask? But so you said you were thinking 3 to 5, and then you're what, the 13th or 12th pick of the day? Like, were you just shocked when they picked your name, or what?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I heard, US, they say like US high school or something like that, and I'm like thinking like, how many other people here would be that? And then it was kind of cool to see your picture on the board, and I really didn't know what to expect, but it was awesome to go down there and meet everyone from Winnipeg. Go down there, see all the fans around. It's kind of a surreal moment, but something I'll definitely look back on.
Yeah, and for us, that's like one of the first stories that we've heard of a guy who went to the draft and kind of went higher than he thought. Rask, like normally we're hearing the ones where, yeah, I went to the draft and I sweated through 4 rounds, and then I finally got picked up in the 7th. But
yeah, guys are always saying they're told they're going like first or second or fourth, and they go 7th every time. Like, it's pretty rare that happens, but that must have been a great feeling for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely a surprise, but I'm glad my parents were able to see all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And you end up stepping into Duluth in your first year and winning it all. And how was your first year in NCAA hockey, and how about the adjustment period for you? Was there any, or was it pretty smooth?
Obviously, it's nerve-wracking, like your first few games there, and But then I feel like once I settled in, we had a really young defensive core. Like we had 5 other freshmen and 1 sophomore playing on the back end. So there was lots of opportunity, which was great. And eventually I settled in, started to play my game. And, I felt like I transitioned well. And then I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity for World Juniors, which was great as well. And our team my freshman year, our team had not done good. The first half of the year, like we were like barely going to have a chance at playoffs, and went home for Christmas, and then we came back and we just kind of lit it up second half of the year. And then we made it in by like 0.001% chance for playoffs.
Really?
And made it into playoffs. And it's different than juniors or anything like that. It's not a best of 7 or best of 5 or whatever. It's just one game. So all you have to do is win 4 games in a row. But it was definitely a crazy season, and not at all how I was expecting it to go. But definitely awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to complain about that. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on is the World Junior. So was that the year it was in Buffalo?
Yep.
And the outdoor game and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was that year. Yep.
So we've had a few guys on, I think, who played for Canada that year. So do you want to talk about your experience? Obviously, actually, we had Jonesy on, Max Jones as well.
No,
so we've had a few guys on from that game. So from your experience, how did you enjoy that?
It was awesome. Just because it kind of felt like I grew up on the outdoor rinks. So it kind of felt like home to me, and I just try to enjoy every moment on the ice out there. It was cool. We got a practice before the actual game, and then we were able to stay. We were in the Buffalo Bills locker room too, which is also cool. And come game time, it had started to snow, and first of all, walking out and seeing 40-some thousand fans around was kind of wild because, that's unheard of in a hockey game. But then it had started to snow, started the game, and they were calling for snow, but I think it was calling for like towards the end of the game. But it started at the beginning of the game, and it just kind of continually kept going, getting heavier and whatnot. And it eventually got into a point in that game where all you could see was the trail of the puck. You could barely see you could see a light. You could see the puck lightly, but then you'd see a trail of snow just when someone would pass it or shoot it or whatnot. It's kind of crazy, but it's always good to battle against Canada and in that game. But no, that was definitely an all-time moment in my hockey career.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think I asked this one to a few guys before, but did you get to keep the Bills jersey? Like the jersey you guy wore?
Unfortunately not. We really wanted to, yeah. We wore them a couple times. We wore them in another game in KeyBank Center, or Buffalo's rink. But no, we didn't get to keep that one. Yeah. I think all of us were wanting to. But
yeah, like that would be like the one. They'd be like, "Okay, boys, like these jerseys are nasty. Like keep this as a little token from the tournament." But that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish.
So what about life as a student coming in? I mean, you never had that like junior transition where you weren't a student. So I imagine it was easy for you, but like, how did you find life away from the rink there?
It was, I figured I was like, it can't be that different coming in, that different than high school, it's a school in hockey, but it was a little bit different. Like I had to, kind of adjust and focus more on time management because there is a bigger workload in college, and it's kind of, I guess, your first year you're kind of taking all your general courses, but it's kind of a different workload, and you have to spend time in the library and do other stuff like that, along with balancing your social life and seeing other guys. But I feel like I adjusted pretty quickly with that, and it was nice because we had there was a dorm area right across from campus. So we had 3 guys in our room, 3 guys in another room, and 3 guys in another room. So we had a bunch of the guys in the same general courses, so that was easy to be so close and do that. But I guess with the hockey side of things, we either practice at the beginning or in the beginning of the year, we practice at like 10. So you'd have to schedule all your courses for the afternoon. So that's tough because then you have to get into night classes, which run from like 6 to 8:40. And then you still have to manage homework along with that and then get up the next morning early. But it's not bad once you started to figure out the time management side of things. It was easier, but it was a good experience.
And then, I mean, going into your second year there, you guys win again, the championship. So like, tell us about that year and how you guys kept winning.
Well, we had pretty much, for the most part, we had our same team besides a couple guys, and one of them was our captain, Carson Kuhlman. But we had another captain who was just like him, another great captain, Parker Mackay, and we're like, we have a really good team again. Like, I feel like we have a really good chance at this, and we didn't win our league that year, but like the regular season, but we won the NCHC at the end of the year. And we were another year where we were hot second half of the year going into it. And, we had a stud goalie in Hunter Shepard. But yeah, it was just, it's kind of the same thing, but I guess I don't want to sound cocky, but we felt more dominant and, we felt more connected. We've done it before. So we knew what it took, and we knew that we had it in us. So.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I just want to hop in here quick. So you, if I'm not mistaken, you won a championship 4 years in a row.
Yeah. Like how you think back on it, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. You're just going into the year. You're like, all right, I'll just hoist a trophy at the end of this season again. I'll just do it again and again.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It's what's crazy too. And I'm kind of just learning it now, Cardsy, like, as you know, but like, it is so hard to win. Like, it is so hard, and it's pretty crazy. And then, I mean, like in your third year, you guys go to the finals again. Like, do you want to just talk about that quickly?
Third year of college was our COVID year, and we were playing really well again. And we, it was our last regular season game. We had just finished up against St. Cloud, and we beat them like 5-1. We were like feeling good going into playoffs. And then like 2 days later, after we finished that game, COVID was all over our TVs around the locker room, because then we started seeing like the NBA, NHL, start canceling, and then that's when we realized, oh my God, our season's gonna be over. And so we never really got a chance at that third one, and we had a lot of guys on our team, like Scott Perunovich could have left. He was another guy on our team. I had the opportunity to leave after my sophomore year as well, and a couple other guys, and we decided to stay and try and go for a third one. I mean, it kind of sucks because we feel like we were sold short and never really got the opportunity. But it is what it is, I guess.
We were going to quickly ask about your second World Juniors, which was the year previous. But how was that experience? Kind of more of a veteran presence on the team at that point, and going back there with a different group of guys.
Yeah, it was. That was another cool experience. I was up in Canada, and half on Victoria Island, half in Vancouver. So that was cool. Taking the ferry across. I'd never done anything like that. Going over to Victoria Island, we were able to walk around and whatnot. And we had another good team, and made it to the finals, and unfortunately lost to Finland. But overall, those are great hockey experiences, and my family was able to be there as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience to definitely get to share with them. And like you said, you had a chance to leave and you stayed, and then you dominated in your third year, and you're in that NHL contract, and you decided to take it after your third year, the COVID year there. And were you thinking of staying and graduating, or was it a no-brainer at that point, especially with COVID, to sign?
I really wasn't sure how COVID was going to play out, but I took a few days to think about it. Obviously not being able to play the playoffs. But after long thought, and I talked to my coach and told him I was ready and I wanted to turn pro. And I know him pretty well from back home. His son's my best friend, so we had a good long conversation about it. So he was like, I know you're ready, and he believes in me. So I decided to make my decision after talking to him about that.
Yeah, and how'd you get the news? Like, I know you said that you had the chance before. So what was it? Did the Jets just call your agent and say like, "Hey, we're ready to pull the trigger if you guys are," kind of thing, or how did it go down?
Yeah. So they obviously weren't able to come see me in person or anything like that because of the whole COVID situation. But it was about probably a month after our COVID year, our season ended early to COVID, and I had been talking with them for a couple weeks, and that's when I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to other people around me, and I'll get back to you and make my decision. And then after I told them the Jets that I would like to turn pro, that's when the whole contract negotiations started, and I eventually ended up signing my contract middle of April.
One thing we generally like to ask, and I'm curious myself, is like, have you made any kind of big purchases since signing? I mean, now you've had some NHL pay and stuff, like anything to treat yourself?
I'm usually as Fets would call me, cheap. But no, I bought myself a truck because the car I had, I don't think it would have made it up to Winnipeg. So I got myself a nice Ram 1500 Bighorn. So
Nice.
yeah, I like it.
I got a quick question. So Fets is calling you cheap, and we sometimes tell Fets he's cheap. So I don't even know what this might mean. Like he's here or what? You're on show pay now.
We always give each other crap. Since we were living together, but yeah, I know. I'd say we're both pretty close on the same end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to make good choices with what we pay.
So that's an answer that our partners at the Gavin Wealth Specialist would love. And, Cole Perfetti, a client of Gavin, Gavin, the people who will set up NHL players financially for life, have you set up so you can retire and never have to work a day in your life if you don't want to, and take care of your taxes, your investing, manage your money, do all that stuff. So for Dylan and for those listening, everyone check him out at gavingroup.ca.
Yeah, and it sounds like he already has it figured out. So maybe a future client, and then maybe a potential job down the road if he knows how to manage money. And Fets learns from the best. So maybe Sammy can hop on board as well. And I want to get into your first year pro here. You spent a full year in the AHL, and that was the year with COVID and like a lot going on. So how was the experience for you? Did you spend any time on the taxi squad, and how was the adjustment to pro hockey for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different year than normal, but I started off the year up on the taxi squad. That was different because we had our separate locker room away from everybody else, just like 6 to 8 guys in a locker room, just hopping on practice and after the whole team practices. So that was tough, but eventually once the AHL season started, like a couple weeks later, I went down, and that was kind of weird because we played at the Iceplex, which is our practice rink, and so we were there all year, and then we had to split up again with that. So that was kind of tough. We only played basically a college schedule, like 30-some games, but when you're playing the same team over and over and over again, you only play like 4 teams throughout the year. But overall, it was a good experience to meet new guys and see how that pro life works outside of the hockey rink. It was stuck in your apartment, can't really go do anything. That was tough. A lot of lonely nights, but our team tried to spend as much time as we could at the rink, before or after practice, just to hang out with each other.
Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts on Chiz, another guy we've had on the show, and a good buddy?
I love Chiz. Chiz is great. Chiz Nasty, you call him. No, he's good. He's a great player, obviously. Great offensive skill, great vision, great hockey mind. It's been fun to play with him. So looking forward to keep that going. I was actually fortunate enough to share my debut with him.
Oh yeah, right. So
Shared our debut. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, I didn't know who you were at that point, and well, I'd known from Fets a little bit, but I was just like, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, like Chiz is making his debut, and so is my roomie." I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." So yeah, because I remember watching that the hot lap that you guys had. That was sweet.
I'm curious, can you tell us about how you found out you were going to play your first game and like the moments, like the day leading up to it and how the game went and all that for you, the whole thing?
Yep. So I've been called up because there's a lot of guys with COVID, and we went on that road trip to Detroit, and after practicing and seeing where the lines were and everything, I kind of had a decent idea that I was possibly going to get into a game. And then we went on to Detroit, had the practice there before the game day. And I came back in the hotel room that night, and that's when I got a call from the coach. But I was in the bathroom and I didn't have my phone. And I walked back out and it said I had a missed call, and I was like, uh-oh. I called him back and he was like joking around, but he was like, "You trying to dodge my calls now?" And then he's like, "No, I'm just messing with you, but you're in tomorrow. Be ready." And then that's when I had called my parents, and they had made got a flight out there. My girlfriend was able to come as well. My cousin also from South Carolina down there. So it was cool to have other people in at my debut with me. And then I think Chiz was like pre-game skate. Somebody found out they had COVID, and then he was thrown in. So kind of crazy for him. Yeah. But as far as getting into the game, we were just about to go out for warm-ups, and I look up and I'm like, I don't have a helmet. What's going on here? So I started asking around like all the players. I asked a couple of equipment managers, like, "Where's my helmet?" And they're like, "Oh, they didn't really give me anything." So we had to go out there and went out there with no helmet. That was kind of cool. And then as far as the game goes, I got a couple shifts in and just trying to, keep everything in front of me and try not to mess up the first couple shifts. And I was fortunate enough to get an assist, which was cool. But yeah, and then it was just kind of, I got to a certain point where I'm like, this is what I've been playing for my whole life. And I just decided to go out there and play, and it worked out well for me. So.
And so you say like they take your helmet and stuff. Are you like the type of guy who's like now I can't step on a puck? Like are you worrying about those things? Like I better not fan this shot. I better not step on a puck, stuff like that. Or you just go out there and do your thing?
I don't know. I'd probably say like a little bit of both sometimes, especially when I didn't have the helmet on. I was like, I'm probably going to take one off the crossbar, hit me in the face or something like that. Yeah. Just my luck. But after a while, like once I got on the ice, I just kind of settled in.
Yeah. And quickly here, before we get into some of our fun questions, any funny stories that you have from living with Fets for the past year?
Trying to think. Funny stories. We spend a lot of time together. We watch a lot of TV, but it's kind of tough. Like we don't do a lot because there's not much to do in Winnipeg in the winter. Can't really get out, go do anything. I have some stories that he wouldn't want me telling on this thing, but I'll keep that between me and him. But other than that, no. But hopefully I'll come up and see him in Whitby at some point this summer.
Yeah, you'll have to come out and you'll get some golf in. And you said you're a golfer, so please tell me you're better than him.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think I am.
Okay.
I thought Fetz was good when we went cards.
Fetz is okay. He's up and down. He obviously he can't play this year, so he's just caught stuff because of his back. But he's an okay player. Like you can tell, like he has those sick mitts around the green sometimes, and he has unbelievable shots. It's just like those misses. You can tell like he's got some work to do.
Oh yeah,
good.
Yeah, well, he's only been playing. Has he only been playing for like a couple years?
Yeah, he just got into it like 3 years ago, I think.
So a segment we like to do, we ask some this or that questions. I'll say two things and you just pick one. And I have a couple of them written down. So first of all, bar down or 5-hole?
Bar down.
Shoot first or pass first?
Pass.
Okay. White tape or black tape?
Black tape.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Nice.
Ice cream or milkshake?
Milkshake.
Okay. Cards, ice cream or milkshake?
Probably a milkshake, man. Like when I was growing up, coming off the golf course, get a nice cold milkshake. Can't beat that.
No.
Yeah, I'm a milkshake guy.
There's no mess either because you're having it with a straw. Like it's just it's simple and easy.
Yeah. Candy or chocolate?
Candy.
Okay. Be able to fly or be invisible?
Fly.
Okay. That's all I got for this one. This or that with Dylan Samberg. There we go.
And with that being done, we'll send it into our favorite part and fan questions. And we didn't put it out till not too long ago, and a bunch of fans typed in with a bunch of stuff. So we got some good questions for you here. And our favorite one is stick and specs.
Stick. I use a CCM Super Tax, the 2.0. And
You use it Super Tac 2.0 still?
No, what's the new one? 3.0?
AS3?
AS3. That's what it is.
Okay.
I don't really pay attention to my stick that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whatever the new one is, they just dish it in. I'm like, okay, that works.
Okay. I thought you were pulling like a McDavid using a 2016 stick still.
No, AS, what is it? AS2 or AS3?
I don't know, but I was just like the 2.0 caught me a little bit off guard. I was like, wow, getting a custom order and
like that. But then my lie is 6.5, I'm pretty sure. Flex 100. And my curve, I think, is a P92, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, big slap shots from the point with the 100 flex.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a piece of that's legit. That's a stiff stick, like legit. And do you have any, or what is your most embarrassing hockey moment, if you have any?
What's the tough one? Most embarrassing hockey moment.
Have you seen where Fetz like slipped on the carpet accepting an award?
Yeah, have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I'll send that to you right after we finish. It's incredible.
Okay, that works.
So,
I have probably scoring at my own net in college. It was a face-off in our zone. So if it's the goalie looking out, it was on his right side, the right dot. Mm-hmm. And I was on the wall. We were going for a rim, and it popped out right behind the center. I tried leaning in to cut the guy off like this and shooting it around. And I went short side tight on our goalie. Thank God at the time we were still up by 2 after I scored that one.
Okay.
Ended up getting 2, but
so it was a snipe.
For a while. Yeah.
And wait, so please tell me this was at home, or you would have been getting shredded by the other team's student section.
No, it was on the road, but it wasn't it was in Omaha. So their student section isn't as hard. The hardest student section ever I ever played in was Western Michigan.
Okay. That's where
10 student section. It's like a tight, kind of like a junior rink. And whoever wears number 4, they yell the whole game. Anytime that I was number 4, so every time you step on the ice, they'd yell 4's I can't really say it on here.
Yeah.
The whole time, I every shift I came on the ice, the whole shift they'd be yelling that.
Okay, so at least you didn't do it in Western, and it's actually fun.
Yeah, my career would have been over.
That's where my dad went to school, so he played for Western, and so I've been there a few times in their old barn. What's it called?
Yeah.
The Lawson Lunatics, the kids are called.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I was like probably 11 when I went, and like it was just eye opening. I'm seeing these kids scream that stuff. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like this isn't a place for kids to be at. But that's legit. That's hilarious. And next one here. How do you like living in Winnipeg?
I like it just because it's kind of similar to back home here in Duluth area, Minnesota. But besides, like, we have a lot more trees here. They have no trees and a lot of wind, but for the most part, everything's the same. And it's been kind of cool to live in a new area.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not too far. I was just thinking about that. And next one we got here is the funniest guy on your college team over the years.
Funniest guy on my college team. Ooh. I'd probably have to go with Justin Richards.
Okay.
Plays with New York in Hartford.
So for any of you out there, watch out for him. Funny guy. Best chirper on the Jets.
Ooh. Best chirper.
We know it's not Fats. So
No, and it's not me either. I'm not a good chirper at all. I like to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
I'd probably have to go with chirps. Shifley?
I
Okay.
can see that.
I was talking, but I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to our last one, but definitely not least here. Watch how you answer this one in case there's people listening. But if you were stranded on a month, or you weren't stranded on a month, you were stranded on an island for a month with 3 other members of the Winnipeg Jets organization, who would you want them to be?
Connor Hellebuck.
Okay.
Neil Pionk.
Okay.
And Nate Schmidt.
All right. So that's a big middle finger up to Fats, his roommate in Winnipeg. And we know he'll be listening, so that's just a slap in the face. But I like that answer completely. That's awesome.
Yeah, those other guys they like outdoors, so I feel like they'd be good in survival situations like that.
You yourself, you said you like fishing and stuff. Are you an outdoorsman, like hunting?
Absolutely.
And stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, love hunting, fishing, anything you name it outdoors, walking around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you what season is it for fishing right now for you?
Well, we're just regular fishing season.
Yeah, but like what kind of fish are you catching?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Well, as for, I don't know if you have any Canadian viewers, pickerel, walleye. Yeah. That's usually what my dad and I go for. Sometimes crappie we go for. Pretty much it. Yeah. We like getting up to Lake of the Woods. This year we did a little bit of ice fishing. I went with a couple of guys on the team up to Lake Winnipeg. Did pretty well up there. Fats actually got his record fish up there. I think he caught a 29-inch walleye or pickerel. So yeah, he was pretty jacked up about that one.
Yeah, because I
got him into fishing.
Yeah, no, he came back and he was talking about fishing and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, like I'm going up to Winnipeg in the summer to do like a big fishing trip or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you like fishing." He's like, "Yeah, the roommates got me into all that stuff now."
Yeah, and I'm actually heading up there with him.
That'll be awesome. You'll enjoy that more than he will, but like still a sick experience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but no, I think that's all for questions, Rask.
Yeah, that's all I got. I just want to thank you for taking the time. It was super nice chatting with you. And I'm excited to pay closer attention to Winnipeg and see you and Fets light it up next year.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on, Cars. Rask, appreciate it, fellas.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, from me, just a pleasure. Super nice to meet you, and heard a lot of great things. So I'm sure we'll be in touch over the years through Fets, and all the best to you, and have a good summer.
Yeah, thanks, boys. You too.
All right. Want to thank Dylan Samberg for that. Pretty awesome getting a winner like him on after we talk about all the how sick it is to win and stuff before. But great guy, super nice. Man, like he reminded me of a good old Western boy, just like a nice guy.
Well, he sort of is Western. I mean, Minnesota's a little bit west of Ontario, I guess you could say. And he's a definitely a down-to-earth guy, loves hunting, fishing, just those type of guys. They always seem to be nice guys. They're not too caught up in the social media world and all that stuff. I feel like he's down to earth, and yeah, definitely a great guy to have on, and a guy hopefully I'll be able to get to hang out with a little bit in the summer when he comes to visit Fets and stuff. And but yeah, it was an awesome interview, and it's pretty cool to hear about a guy who's just so accustomed to winning, and he knows what it takes, and it definitely helps when you're moving up the ranks. Like, you have a guy like that, you don't necessarily need veteran presence in hockey. You just need that winning mentality. You see it all the time. Like a guy like Cirelli on Tampa. Now he has 2 cups to his name, but he won before that and just knew how to do it. And you build a band of winners, and you're going to win games. So I think he's definitely a guy to have on your team wherever you go.
Yeah, I mean, Cirelli won 2 OHL championships and a Mem Cup before. Like Robert Thomas won 2 OHL championships and then a Stanley Cup. Like it's true. And like when I'm recruiting guys at Brock, when NHL scouts are looking at guys in the O, like winning experience, it's not just it doesn't just make your game better. It's your mental toughness and like learning what it's like going through all those rounds. Like you learn so much in that first year run with Saginaw, man, and the ups and downs. And when you go down in a series, especially down 2, like how do you frame your mindset? How do you play it period by period? Like you got to learn those things by doing it. And to win 4 years in a row, man. Like, dude, like some people don't win in their lifetime. And I've lost in 3 championships before this win with the Falcons here, which I didn't even like fully deserve. But even this year alone with Brock, we lost in the finals. Like I always lose, man. So to win it, like it feels so good. But for like, it's cool, man. Sorry. All I'm doing this episode is talking about myself and this team. It's pretty cool though. Can't lie.
No, it's definitely cool to win. And I've never been a part of, like, when I was younger, yeah, but never at like a higher level to be a part of a winning team. And it just makes you want it so much more. And you see teams, you see your buddies have success, and you hear about winning, and it just, I don't know, it's just about that feeling to have that and share it. And hockey's the game where it's never a guy taking credit for anything. It's always we did it. And but in the sense, at the same time, if you lose a game, everybody wants to take the blame, and they want to be the one to sell out for the boys and just say, hey, that was my bad, we'll get them next time, that's on me. But as soon as it's a win, it's never about anybody individually. It's obviously a big team thing, and to hoist that trophy together is a pretty special feeling.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. And that says a lot about the mentality of hockey players. Like, just so many good guys. And I think this one in the finals, we were up 5-1 at the time in the second period, and this guy on the Falcons dives head first to block a shot. We're up 5-1 in the second, but that's how it goes in the playoffs. Like, I don't know if I would have done the same, to be honest. But like, yeah, it's cool. But I mean, anyway, like moving forward, because I can keep going on and on about this. Like, I want to say my golf game is getting better and better. I've been spending some time, like if people go to the driving range, I've been hitting the mini putt. So I'm working on the putting game, and it's working. I'm, instead of 5 putting everything, now I'm just 3 putting and 2 putting.
Who do you think you are, Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, well, maybe if I could hit the ball off the tee, I can be Happy Gilmore. That's the next step.
Yeah, true. And then we need to get you one of those hockey putters, so you could just pretend it's hockey. Your putting would go through the roof.
Yeah, but I've been working on the game. I'm getting out, and now that hockey season's officially over for me, I'll be out a lot more. We'll have to get out, and I can show you my new improvements. I'm also just nasty with the 9-iron and the pitching wedge, my 2 best clubs right now. So there we go.
So watch out when Rask gets those clubs in his hands. He's lethal with those.
I played a par 5. I got par on a par 5 using the pitching wedge till the green.
That's kind of smart though. Like honestly, man, like so many guys pull up the driver and they blast it out of play. Rask is just 9-iron down the middle. Watch out for him.
Yeah, that's what the game is. And I want to do one quick shout out actually before we kind of wrap it up. My brother and myself as well, but more so my brother has been working his ass off for over a year now to open his dream like wine store in Niagara in St. Catharines. And we've put a lot of money, sweat, tears, blood, all of it into this place. And there's been so many headaches that have come up, but he's officially opened now. It's called Archives Wine and Spirits. And it's at 39 James Street in Niagara in St. Catharines. So for those who are there, check it out and say hi. And anyone who's listening to the podcast who goes and says that the podcast sent you, you'll get a discount. So if you go in and say that Showbound podcast sent you, you'll get a discount on some wines. You can go in and have a tasting too. It's like a pretty cool setup where you can sit down and try your wines and get educated about them as well and then buy them. But anyway, I want to shout out my brother for pursuing his dreams and like dishing out a lot of money. Like he worked hard and spent a lot of money on it. So it's pretty exciting. And I've been spending a lot of time there, and it's cool. So check that out if you're in the area. I know we actually do have a good chunk of listeners in St. Catharines too. So yeah, I want to shout out my brother Robbie for that and check it out.
Well, good thing the Falcons didn't get the keys to that place after the big win, or it might be half empty. But no, definitely. I haven't been able to get out there yet, obviously with it just opening and stuff, but I'm definitely going to make my way down and check her out. And I saw the videos you're sending me, and it looks absolutely gorgeous inside. So whoever is into wine or spirits and stuff like that, just go check it out and definitely support the not only the podcast, but Rask's family too. And it's no joke for sure. He's done it right. And you can definitely tell there's been a few headaches because you don't make a place like that without headaches. He obviously could take like the easy way on things and made it like, it's okay, but it looks perfect in there. And yeah, definitely go throw the Showbound name down, and the Raskin family will take care of you. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Congrats to you and your bro.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess unless do you have anything else to say, or you want to talk basketball, or you want to wrap up? What's up? I know it's been very hot, I want to say, like, and I've been driving a lot, and there's like a pet peeve of mine, I guess. I just tried to flip it to you, but now I'm talking, so here I go. But dude, driving in the heat just pisses me off. I got a little towel actually for my seat now, so I don't get my back doesn't get all sweaty and stuff. But even with the AC on today, like it was brutal and it was so hot. And I had to turn the fan up to like 3 to keep me cool, and the gas is like $2 a liter, so it's like pissing me off even more. Like it's not good right now, man.
No, you're just hitting all the wrong spots, but you know what? At least you can you're a winner right now, and you're enjoying that, so that can cleanse all your other things that are bad in your life. But no, I'm just gonna make a quick guess. I'm gonna say Golden State in 5. What do you got quickly before we wrap it up?
I'll go Golden State in 6. Give the Celtics a little credit here.
Okay. And yeah, I guess with that being said, one last time, congrats to Rask and the Falcons on their big win, and we'll catch back up with you guys next week. I know we're both in full summer mode now. I just wrapped up my course actually today too, so we'll be able to devote some more time to the podcast and really make sure we get out good episodes with great content for you guys. And we've been wanting to do that, and a bunch of things have been coming up, this or that, so we have a little bit of normalcy to our summers now. So just stick with us, and we'll continue to do what we do best. And yeah, like Rask said, enjoy the hot weather. I've heard a lot of people complaining about it, but no, get out there, enjoy the sun. SPF 50 will do the trick, and take care, and we'll catch up next time.